Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marco Martin's Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. First dates are a weird thing. First dates are always a weird thing because you need to establish some level of understanding of the other person. And the more first dates you go on, you would think that they would become less weird. But because of the volume of people you're meeting, you're going to meet more and more weird people. So therefore, first dates will become more and more weird. And the only thing worse than a first date that's kind of weird and awkward is one that's going really well, and then you need to take a shit. It is the single worst thing that can happen because you don't want to end a very good first date early, because then not only are you ending a first date early for yourself that you're really enjoying, is that if the person you're with is enjoying the first date and then you make some level of excuse to end the first date early, then they think that the date didn't go very well for you and therefore impacting your chances at a second date with a person that you're having a really good first date with. And when you need you need to get out of there. And now you're sitting there enjoying a conversation and now not contributing anymore because your mind is elsewhere for obvious reasons. And I think that's the single hardest thing to deal with, is to understand what you're going to do at that point. If you're at some sort of date location fairly far from your house, do you make an escape to the bathroom at whatever restaurant or whatever you're at and try to get it done quickly? Or do you leave and try to get home? And like, how risky is it? And how long are you going to sit there making this decision and allowing it to build up to an even worse and worse and worse point? And that is tremendously difficult to navigate. Very difficult to navigate. Many a first date is being ruined right now, tonight, this past weekend, this coming weekend, by someone needing to take a shit on a first date. I believe it to be true. I think that is absolutely what's going on. And on a first date, you want to come up with a few discussion topics. And most of the time, it'll be something that you're currently watching. So if there's a Netflix show, a series, a documentary, something along those lines that you're currently watching, then that's likely to be the conversation of this first date. Now, I've just recently started watching Baby Reindeer, and I immediately believe the story to be true for one reason and one reason only. Of course, this story is written from the perspective of the man who's the victim of this stalker. Sorry if I'm spoiling something for you, but I think it's sort of just footnotes of the show, right? I believe it to be true because the woman who's stalking him is an attorney or a lawyer. And female lawyers are insane people. Female lawyers are crazy. So as soon as that bit of information came up on the show, I'm like, oh, I believe she's a lawyer because she's a crazy person. And I can say that openly because I'm not offending anyone, because no female lawyers watch this show. They're too busy sending threatening emails and stalking somebody. And they're not watching this. And male lawyers are out doing cocaine and buying sports cars. They're watching this show. So I don't believe I'm offending anybody when I say that female lawyers are crazy, because at no point are they going to come and watch this. But immediately, as soon as watching Baby Reindeer, I'm like, oh yes, that's a lawyer who's a female because she's insane and threatening people and sending insane people emails. And why are you communicating so much over email rather than some sort of social media messenger, etc.? Again, lawyers, they love email correspondence. And you just know at the end of the show, he's going to get a bill for the number of emails sent. She had to print 600 pages of their conversations, and he has his invoice for printing costs by an attorney. But in all honesty, I think I would have liked to be a lawyer. I think I'm also that level of crazy to be an attorney. And I wouldn't have just wanted to be any lawyer. Like family law, I would never do that. I don't want to go deal with someone's custody battle with their ex or go get a some sort of restraining order for some dad who's trying to see his kids. I'm not saying that he's not responsible for some level of something. I'm just saying I don't want to deal with the issues of people's personal lives and their kids and their divorce and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to be a lawyer in family law. But if I were to have become a lawyer, I would have been an entertainment lawyer. 100%, you want to be the attorney for some young rapper who's like hitting it big on the scene. There's that, what's that guy's name? Zeddy something? Zeddy Will. Zeddy Will has 5 women pregnant at the same time, all to give birth to 5 of his kids near the same time period. First of all, if I were a young rapper, I can't say I would be in a different boat. When you're at that level of new money, celebrity, getting 5 women pregnant in a weekend doesn't sound like an awful lot. When you're one of us, living in a normal social system, 5 women pregnant in a weekend, quite a bit. Far too much, even. But if you're a young rapper, it sounds reasonable. But when you're an attorney for that level of rapper, new money, you're going to soak up more money than those 5 baby mamas ever could. Those 5 baby mamas are due for X amount of money. They're going to be made. That's why they got pregnant. They knew what they were doing. They want to get paid. I also want to get paid, and I cannot get pregnant. Not that I would choose to, but I too cannot get pregnant. And that's why I would want to be an entertainment lawyer. Entertainment lawyer buying cocaine and sports cars, like every other male lawyer. 100%. That's the way I'd go. And then you'd be on cocaine, driving a sports car, but you're working late on a Wednesday night and you've not gotten anything to eat because you've had to deal with 5 baby mamas cases against one person, right? So you're going to go to McDonald's. You're going to drive through with your Porsche, drive through the McDonald's, it's the only place that's open. Go get yourself some food. And McDonald's is poison. More poisonous than the cocaine that's going up your nose. McDonald's is... I sound like Robert Kennedy Jr. here. McDonald's is poison. The McDonald's, it's poisoning the people. But it really is. It's just, you can taste that there's like flavor there. But it's not like you can pinpoint it in the same way that you go to another burger joint and you have burgers and fries there. McDonald's tastes good in a way, but it's not the same taste that you're getting from a real burger and chips. And that makes you question just how real the food is. It has an distinguishable artificial flavor. So much so that I've heard it reported, don't come at me if this is inaccurate, it's a comedy show. Who cares? It's probably true. Just accept that. But the genetically modified potatoes, and GMOs are very common, don't, lose your head over it. But the potatoes that are GMO'd are very large. Now, there's a few reasons you'd want to create large potatoes: greater yield, more product, more produce, better finances, better financial output. You're able to put out more produce, feed more people, etc., etc., etc. From my understanding, McDonald's GMO potatoes are specifically designed to be of a certain size, not because of the greater output in volume, but so that the fries fit within the box in a way that is more visually appealing. This is where you're purchasing your food when you're coming home from Zeddy Will's 5 baby mamas trying to sue him in court. And earlier on, I was having a conversation about, the modern woke ideology, how the world is going woke, etc., etc. And even though it's not a vast majority of the world, a vast majority of the global population is perhaps far more conservative or patriarchal or historical legacy thoughts and ideas. But the space of the world that we're exposed to and that is making the most noise is very, very woke. And it got me thinking about if you were to have kids. And if your 4-year old wants to wear a dress to school, I have no problem with that. I think that if a 4-year old boy wants to wear a dress to school, it should be perfectly okay. And it should be a discussion amongst the parents, amongst the individuals running the school, and the other students within that school, because 4-year olds can't distinguish that a dress on a boy is weird by themselves. They have to be told that it's weird. So if your little boy wants to wear a dress to school, what's the harm? Is your child going to get bullied? Well, it depends on the system at the school. If another kid's dad says, hey, that kid shouldn't be wearing a dress, then you're going to get bullied, right? So, but other than that, kids aren't going to be able to distinguish whether a dress is a thing for girls, right? So that's not where the issue lies. The issue lies in TikTok dances. That is where the issue lies. If I have a little boy and he wants to wear a dress to school, that's perfectly fine. Be gay, be a very huge, many number of things, but do not do TikTok dances on the internet or in public. I don't want to see the latest move from Fortnite. I don't want to see any of that going on. Dancing is for girls, it's not for boys. Boys don't dance on TikTok. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop your kids from learning TikTok dance moves so that they can go back to going to the mall with their mom and just shadow bowling like it's cricket. Anyway, I'm Marco Martins. Good luck with the rest of your week.